Hello everyone, let's solve LeetCode 125 valid palindrome today. In general, if a string and its reverse reads the same, then we call it a palindrome. For example, A, B, A. It reads the same forward as well as backward. So it's a palindrome. But the string BBA is not. As if we read it forward, it is BBA, but if we read it backward, it is ABB, which is not the same. So it's not a palindrome. But in this problem, they have mentioned two pre-processing steps before we check if our input is palindrome or not. First is we need to convert all the uppercase letters into lowercase letters, eventually making them case insensitive. This implies that any character that is in uppercase, we need to convert it into lowercase first before comparison. And next is removing all the non-alphanumeric characters. Means only the alphanumeric part of the string will be used for comparison. That means anything lying between capital A to capital Z or small a to small z or 0 to 9 will be the part of our string which we will be using for considering it is palindrome or not. And any other special character such as @ asterisk, hash, etc. we will ignore them all. One very easy way to solve this is to create a new string by removing all the non-alphanumeric characters and converting the entire string to lowercase. Then checking if the original and the reverse string matches or not. If they match, then the phrase is a palindrome, and if not, then it is not a palindrome. Now this process takes O of n time complexity for creating a new string and comparing it with the reverse. But this is not the optimal solution for this problem in terms of memory complexity, as it takes O of n extra memory as well for storing the new string. A better alternative is to use the two pointers approach to solve this problem. In this example, we can see that there are two special characters which are two spaces, one after P and one after T. Now I will take two pointers, left and right. Left will point to the 0th index and right will point to the last index. The left pointer will move from left to right and right pointer will move from right to left. Now we will check the value pointed by left is alphanumeric or not, and it is. Next we will check the value pointed by right is alphanumeric or not, but it's not. So we will ignore it and move our right pointer by 1. Now right is at 7. And we will again check if the value is alphanumeric or not, and it is an alphanumeric character. Now we will compare the lowercase version of the values at the left index and right index. And as both are t, so they match and we can move towards our next iteration. That is, we will move left by 1 and right by 1. Next, our left and right both are pointing to O, which again matches, so we can move them inwards again. That is, incrementing the left pointer and decrementing the right pointer. Now again our left and right pointers are at P, which are both alphanumeric characters and are same, so we can again move them inwards. Now our left is pointing at a special character which we don't need to consider, so we will move our left pointer again. But in case it was a letter instead of a special character, say D or something, in that case we can see that these two are not matching. D and S are not equal, so we could have directly returned and say that this is not a palindrome. But as it is a special character, so we will only shift our left pointer by 1. Now our left and right both are pointing at S, and comparing a value with itself will always match. So in this case we don't need to check L is equal to R case. So running the loop only till L less than R is enough for this question. And in this case, as both the left and right are pointing to the same position, so we can break out of the loop and return true. Now as we are going through each letter in the string exactly once, so the time complexity of this process is O of n. And as we are not using any extra space, so the memory complexity is O of 1. Now let's code this approach. First of all, we will take two pointers, left and right, where the left will be placed at 0th index and the right will be placed at the last index, which is denoted by the length of the string -1. Now we will run a while loop which will run till left is less than right. Now, if the value pointed by the left element is not an alphanumeric character, then we will simply increment our left pointer. Here isLnum is an inbuilt function in Python which can be used to detect if a number is alphanumeric or not. Same we will check for our right pointer. Else if the value pointed by the right element is not an alphanumeric character, then we will move our right pointer by 1, that is decrementing it. Next we will check if the lowercase version of the value pointed by the left is not equal to the lowercase version of the value pointed by the right. In that case, we are sure that this is not a palindrome and we will return false. Otherwise, it implies that both matches, so we will continue our while loop and increment our left pointer by 1 and decrement our right pointer by 1. That is moving both of them inwards. Finally, once the while loop is over, that is the left and right crosses each other or they are at the same position. In that case, we know for sure that all the relevant elements have matched, so we will return true. Now let's run this and check if it works. We can see that this works fine and is quite efficient. If you found this helpful, do hit that like button and subscribe to DKodeTree. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.